Another one of Donald Trump's extreme nominees just completely collapsed and quit after a brutal public humiliation in Congress, proving Trump's political power is rapidly fading. So Donald Trump picked a guy named Jeremy Carr for a top State Department job. But the reason this guy just quit is absolutely wild. It all started with a Senate confirmation hearing where Senator Chris Murphy completely ripped him to shreds. Murphy grilled him on his bizarre claims that white identity is somehow being erased.
Tell me what is being erased. Give me some examples of what you believe are being erased about white identity. What is white identity to you?
You know, they could be things like going to a certain type of Christian church and that sort of culture, which is very different.
You're worried about white culture. You're not worried about, you're now retreating to ethnic identity. You don't speak about ethnic identity. You speak about white identity. So tell me the values that stitch together white identity and that make it different than black identity.
I would say that the white church is very different than the black church in terms of its tone and style on average. Foodways could often be different.
And those are being erased.
Music could be different. Well, if you look at the Super Bowl halftime show, which was not in English this year.
So our ability to access white churches or white food or white music is being erased? Well, I'm way over my time. I think you're struggling to answer this question, right? Because underlying your beliefs is a sentiment that white culture is just simply better.
Carr literally sat there, struggling to answer. When asked to explain what white identity even means, he started complaining about white food and white music disappearing and whined that the Super Bowl halftime show wasn't in English. Murphy called him out masterfully, pointing out that Carr was struggling because deep down he just believes white culture is better. It was a total disaster and Carr folded like a cheap suit. After this embarrassing performance, Carr took to Twitter to announce he was withdrawing his nomination. And here is the most important part. He admitted that having the support of Donald Trump and Marco Rubio was simply not enough to save him. He couldn't even get the backing of every Republican senator. Even Republican Senator John Curtis of Utah flat out refused to support him, calling out Carr's anti-Semitic remarks and extreme views. This proves Donald Trump's political capital is gone. He can't even force his own guys through his own party anymore. And honestly, this is what happens when you put a tiny bit of pressure on these guys. They completely fall apart. All of these guys are like this. This is exactly why we can't give an inch to these fake cultural war issues. We have to push back and expose them because when we do, they totally collapse. If you guys support independent media, then leaving a like on this video really helps me to make more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.